the DonutSMP is being flooded. So we have to wake the floodor machines, then build, and fly the drainer machines. So this is sped up, but before I sped it up, I looked at how long it took, and it took 6 minutes for me to fly the whole duration of this flood. And if you multiply that by the speed of the flying machine, which is 2.5 blocks per second, you get the total distance that I covered, which is 982 blocks, and that we moved 8,842 blocks of water, but that's just the surface of it. So if you calculate based off of the height limit, it would be about 1,768,500 blocks of water that I removed in total. So this is the first flood that I removed, and after this flood there was 2 more. Now this flood is almost cleared, and I didn't know how to diagonally clear floods yet. I didn't look up a video for them because I didn't see any yesterday, but now there is tutorials to make a diagonal drainer. But anyways, here is the end of the flood. Now to keep your attention, I'm just talking, even though I have nothing to talk about. And I broke a block of slime to stop it, and then I broke the boat, but accidentally spleefed myself. And then I took apart the machine to build another one on another flood. Absorbers, pistons, and then slime blocks. And then I just broke all of them so no one could take them and potentially use them to make a flood machine. And then I bought frost walker boots to just block off the water here. And then I took TNT out of orders to explode the ice to drain it. So I teleported around until I found another flood, which was this one. So then I swam up it, because it was actually being flooded as I teleported there. So I swam up to the machine, woke it, got rid of the water, and took it apart. So this was the second flood that I tried draining, and the absorbers were at height limit, so I couldn't really place them that easily, but I started them by pushing them, and then I was off flying, but then I was 1 block too low. So I took the machine apart, then tried placing a lily pad, but it was at height limit, so I could not. Then I realized if I place a boat and then put frostwalker boots on, it will turn the water to ice, so then I can just build the drainer machine off of the ice. So after a while I realized I could just flip it upside down, so I did that, and then started it, and then I was clearing the water again. Now this flood was actually pretty short, because it was only 247 blocks long, and then after factoring in the height, it is about 56,000 blocks of water that I cleared, so it was pretty short. And that's probably because I had teleported to it when it was just starting, so I think someone had just set it off when I teleported. So then I took my machine apart, And then I just sat in the trunks keeping them loaded to drain lots of the water, and I drained it until I got down to about Y level 160. So then I randomly teleported and looked around for floods. There was one, and then it fully loaded, and this was my reaction.
What is this?
Then this was when I was on top of it, looking all around it. It was not being flooded at the moment. It seemed like it stopped being flooded really quickly because it was pretty short. Then I built another draining machine not too far away from the ginormous flood, and it was also at height limit, so I had to build it upside down. So this flood was 468 blocks long, which is about 93,500 blocks. So I just went with the flying machine, and then I went ahead to break some blocks, but then I got knocked off, so I had to swim all the way back up. Then by the time I got back up, it was already draining and my flying machine was gone. So I teleported to a new area and found this ginormous flood. Then when I got to the top, I placed a lily pad, put my fast walker boots on, and then started running. Then after a bit I switched to a boat and continued going to this end to either drain this whole thing or stop whoever is making it. Then I finally got to the end after 8 minutes of boating. So I went straight to the guy, and then got out of my boat, and then I broke his boat, and tried killing him, but the more important thing was that I stopped it. Then I jumped down and tried to kill him, and then he just kept swimming, so I decided that I would just break it. So then after climbing back up, I just started breaking the whole thing. It was really big, and the guy who was making the flood tried using a whip-tied trident against me, but it didn't work that well. And then I bought a spear to try to have him get hurt when he tried dashing at me, but then I just broke the whole head. And then he ended up teleporting his friend there. I realized that it was someone with a different name tag. So then I just jumped off so I could get out of combat and teleport away. I found this cave, so I just went into it so they couldn't get me in the open ocean. Then as soon as the combat went out, I just teleported away. I ended up teleporting to the flood over there, so then I just went over to the flood to drain it. So I built another draining machine, and then I started it up, and I didn't make myself a thing to stand on this time. And also I did make a second flying machine for the flood on the left at one point. So I don't know exactly how many blocks it was, but it did take 31 minutes to drain the whole thing. Here is where I built the second one. And then I was just sitting on it, and then I got to the end. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you are Team Draenors. Now, this recording was 2 hours long, and it took 5 hours to edit. So please subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and also like the video. And we are almost at the end of the flood. We are at it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the flood has been cleared. So, thank you guys for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Fast Plays, out.